Hello ski team athletes, here to go over our home program day 2. So day 2 is more of a strength emphasis, so we're thinking about more single leg movements and we're loading them with household items, which we'll get to in a second. So the first round, after we've done our warm-up, of course, our dynamic warm-up, so look for that video for the dynamic warm-up. After you're done completing that dynamic warm-up, we're gonna go into the strength exercises. The first one is the single leg squat. So if you're at home, you can find a broom or a shovel or a stick to do these exercises. So I have this nice dowel here to go over. This is just to control our balance and get some fluidity in that single leg squat. So remember, single leg squat, we're starting with a hinge motion. We're gonna balance on one single leg. We're going for a pistol squat. So again, upper body stays tall. The first movement is a hip hinge, so driving the hips back, and then you're gonna descend into your single leg squat as slow as you can go. Now you don't have to go all the way to the bottom if you don't have that range of motion, but challenge yourself to go as low as you can go and then drive up, right? So always think about challenging that range of motion. If you can't get to here, that's no problem. Just keep trying to get for that depth. What we don't want to see is that knee drive forward, right? Remember, it's all hinging at the hips, so we keep our upper body level with the ball of our foot, right? So again, you're gonna do 10 each side. So this is one we want to slow, controlled, build up that strength of our single leg movement. After we go on that single leg squat, we're gonna go to an upper body movement with some rotation. So this is the push-up with a rotation sweep. So you're gonna start in push-up position, complete a full push-up. So remember, brace core, hips level, elbows in tight, all the way. Once you reach the top, you're gonna rotate that whole body, almost like a side plank, following your hand to the wall, ceiling, drop into a push-up, rotate. So again, that's one you're gonna do 5 each side. And then once you're done with all 3 sets of both the single leg squat and push-up with sweep, then you'll get into the next round of exercises. So after our first round of the single leg squats and the push-up with rotation, we're gonna go into the second round of exercises. So the first one is gonna be a rear foot elevated lunge, right? So that just means our back foot is up on top of an object to give it some elevation, so it's again a single leg focus. Now in the program, I have it loaded with a backpack. This is great because you can throw a bunch of books in there and change that load and give yourself some challenge in this exercise. So always remember, you can do this on a couch, you can do this on a bench, anything you have that you can pop that rear foot up on. The thing is, we want to make sure that we don't go past a 90-degree angle. We want to go left 90 or more for that angle of the rear foot, right? So we're going to start with a backpack. You can either hold it tight to your chest, or you can even do the reverse and put it on like that, right? So you're going to put that back foot up, balance on the toe, your front foot out in front, and then again, we're just in that same lunge position. We're going to think about dropping the hips, popping back up. Dropping the hips, popping back up. All while keeping our upper body tall and making sure that we don't collapse that chest with this load. All right? So that is our lower body. We're going to pair that with an upper body movement. And the second one is a rear foot elevated press. So the setup is the same as the first exercise. This time we're just taking the backpack, grabbing onto the handle, and you're going to go opposite side. So if I have my left foot out, I put the backpack on my right arm. Again, you're going to stay in that same lunge position, and now you're just thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades back, pressing the backpack to the ceiling. All right, pressing that backpack to the ceiling. Good front view there. Again, maintaining a strong upper body and just pressing the backpack straight to the ceiling. All right? And again, this is one we're going to do 12 on each side. Into that lunge position, pressing up tall. And that is going to be the second round of exercises. Again, make sure you complete all 3 sets of both the rear foot elevated lunge and the press before you move on to the third round of exercises. For the last set of exercises, we're going to move into the hinge and row patterns. So again, have that trusty backpack, you can use any household item, dog food bag, water jug, whatever you got that's heavy that you can load this movement with, works really well. So we've done these in warm up a lot too. It's a single leg hinge movement, and we're just gonna load up with the backpack on front. Again, you can hold the backpack or you can do the straps around. Again, this is in our warm up as well. So remember, we're gonna go onto a single leg, focusing on the hips hinging back. So you're gonna start tall, drive one heel all the way to the ceiling until you reach that nice parallel to the ground, and then you're gonna come right back up. Kick it back, and come right back up. And you can even alternate on these ones to keep a good rhythm going. Now the thing is, we wanna make sure our hips stay square to the ground. So as you kick that heel back and you hinge from the hips, make sure that we're not seeing any rotation of that hip going up to the ceiling. Remember to keep that hip locked down to the ground and then drive back into the starting position. So that is the single leg hinge. Then we're gonna move to the single leg row. It's gonna be the same position as the single leg hinge, but you're just gonna hold that hinge position and add a row to it. So again, with a backpack, whatever you have at home, you're gonna start with it up top, grab it on the sides, go into that single leg hinge, and now we're gonna row the object, thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades tight and keeping the elbows tight to the body as well. Right, we're gonna complete all 10 or 12 reps of these before we move on to the next leg. Right, thinking about staying in that single leg position, in that hinge position while we get some row and pull motion. And that is going to be the final set of exercises before we move on to our core work. Now that we've finished all of our strength exercises, it's time to finish off with the core. So again, with your household item, you're going to start on the ground, and we're going to focus on some rotation of the core in this one. So this is going to be the backpack twist. We know them as Russian twist, and we've done plenty of these. So again, you're going to balance on that tailbone, heels drive up, and you're almost in that V-up position, right? Brace the core. You're going to take your household item, and then we're going to add some rotation into that V-up position, right? Again, making sure that we're following that backpack all the way to the side. That way we're getting rotation all the way from the lower spine, all the way to the neck. We're getting that rotation in a controlled, slow manner. All right, after you've completed all reps with that, you're going to move into the press. So this is really taxing on the core, but that's what we have time for, so let's get after it. So after the rotations, we're gonna, hello Jasper, we're gonna go for a backpack press. All right, so in that V-up position, now we're gonna just go up, press it to the ceiling, back down, focusing on staying in that brace position, pressing all the way to the ceiling while we brace that core. And that is gonna be all the exercises for day 2, and that is the home program day 1 and 2.